What if Arsenal's defense right now is rewriting Premier League history? What if the fortress Mikel Arteta has built in North London is not just solid, but stronger than the one José Mourinho commanded at Chelsea 2 decades ago? When you compare the numbers, the patterns, and the personalities behind both defenses, the question starts to sound less like football fantasy and more like a warning to the rest of the league. This isn't just about goals conceded. It's about legacy, about 2 defensive masterclasses, separated by 20 years, battling for the right to be called the greatest of the Premier League era. What makes Arsenal's defense so good that fans and analysts are daring to mention it in the same breath as the legendary 2004-05 Chelsea team? And what do the stats actually say? Are we seeing history repeat or something entirely new? Let's find out. Back in 2004-05, José Mourinho arrived at Stamford Bridge with a smirk and a mission. He called himself the Special One, and in less than a year, his Chelsea team proved why. That side didn't just win the Premier League, they dismantled it. They finished with 95 points, losing only once, and conceding a record-low 15 goals across 38 matches. That number still stands untouched, led by Captain John Terry, marshaled by Ricardo Carvalho, and shielded by Makelele. Chelsea's back line was impenetrable. And behind them, Petr Čech produced one of the greatest goalkeeping seasons in English football history. 24 clean sheets, countless impossible saves, and the quiet authority of a man who looked like he could stop time. That defense didn't just win matches, it broke the spirit of opponents. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, they all tried to break through. Few did. Mourinho's system was simple but suffocating. Sit compact, strangle space, and strike when the other side gasped for air. Every player knew his zone, his angles, his margins. Fast forward 20 years. Football has evolved. The Premier League is faster, more technical, more relentless. The art of defending has become harder, not because players forgot how to defend, but because attackers have become monsters. High-pressing systems, overlapping fullbacks, inverted forwards. Modern defenses face more weapons than ever before. And yet, under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal are doing something remarkable. By the 9th game of the 2025-26 season, they had conceded just 3 goals. 3. In a league where Erling Haaland, Mohamed Salah, and Son Heung-min are hunting every weekend, that's absurd. Their XGA, expected goals against, sits around 5.3, meaning even by statistical models, they're outperforming the chances they allow. Behind them, David Raya plays a role Petr Čech never had, too. The sweeper keeper. He doesn't just save shots, he starts attacks. In the modern era, distribution is as vital as shot stopping. Arsenal's ability to transition from defense to attack in seconds is one of the reasons they've suffocated opponents without parking the bus. But the real secret isn't just the defenders, it's the system. Arteta's Arsenal defend as a unit. They press high, suffocate space, and recover shape like clockwork. Declan Rice acts as a one-man firewall in front of the back four, breaking up play, dictating tempo, and turning defense into attack in the blink of an eye. Compare that to Mourinho's Chelsea, who rarely pressed high. They defended deep, relying on positional discipline. Arsenal, on the other hand, defend by suffocation, closing down passing lanes before the ball even arrives. It's defense through dominance. But context matters. Mourinho's Chelsea thrived in an era of fewer tactical revolutions. The number of elite attacking teams was smaller. Arsenal today face high-pressing, high-intensity systems every week. Liverpool, Manchester City, Aston Villa under Emery, even Tottenham under Postecoglou. Every game is a chess match fought at warp speed. That's why when Arsenal's defensive record holds up statistically against Mourinho's Chelsea, it's not just impressive, it's historic. After 9 matches, Arsenal's goals conceded projection sits at around 12-13 across 38 games, lower than Chelsea's 15. If that pace holds, they would become the stingiest defense in Premier League history. Still, football isn't played on spreadsheets. Mourinho's Chelsea weren't just about numbers, they were about aura. They won the league with swagger, with control, with the psychological edge of inevitability. Teams feared playing them. Arsenal, for all their precision, are still chasing that intangible dominance. And that's where the drama lives. Because numbers can say Arsenal are better, but legacy is built in moments. Mourinho's Chelsea had moments. The 4-2 at Bolton that clinched the title, the defiant wins at Old Trafford and Highbury, the suffocating 1-0 victories that made fans roll their eyes, but rivals sweat. Still, critics argue that calling them better than Mourinho's Chelsea is premature. They haven't lifted a Premier League title yet. Mourinho's side did that in style, setting defensive and points records in one season. Arsenal's version of greatness still needs silverware to solidify it. So how do the eras really balance out? Chelsea's defensive masterclass came in a league dominated by 4 big clubs. Arsenal's comes in a league of 12 serious competitors, where even mid-table teams can press like title contenders. Chelsea played a deep slug, numbers behind the ball system that prioritized results. Arsenal are doing it while playing expansive, attacking football, dominating possession and territory. That's like comparing 2 different martial arts. Mourinho's side defended like boxers, tight, compact, absorbing hits. Arteta's Arsenal defend like fencers, quick, elegant, anticipating moves before they happen. As the season progresses, every match becomes a test of endurance. Can Arsenal maintain their record through the winter grind, the Champions League fatigue, the high-stakes run-in? If they do, they'll deserve to stand beside that 2004-05 Chelsea team, maybe even above it. For now, though, it's a fascinating mirror image, both sides shaped by visionary managers obsessed with control. Both systems rooted in structure, but expressing it in totally opposite ways. Mourinho's defense was all about minimizing risk. Arteta's defense thrives on calculated risk. One protected the box, the other protects the ball. And maybe that's the poetry of football evolution. Greatness doesn't always look the same, it just feels the same. The calm before a tackle, the roar after a clearance, the shared heartbeat of fans who know their team can't be broken. So, is Arsenal's defense better than José Mourinho's Chelsea? On paper, maybe. Statistically, possibly. Philosophically, it depends on what kind of greatness you value, the cold steel of dominance or the refined craft of control. What's undeniable is that Arsenal have built something special, something that deserves to be spoken of in the same breath as Mourinho's wall of blue. The numbers might change, the systems might evolve, but the essence remains. Defense wins titles. And if Arsenal's fortress holds, the legend of Mourinho's Chelsea might finally have company, or competition, or maybe, just maybe, a successor. Because this isn't just about defending anymore, it's about identity, legacy, and the eternal truth of football. History always repeats itself, until someone decides to rewrite it. If this story pulled you in, hit like, subscribe for more cinematic takes on football's biggest debates, and send it to that one friend who still swears Mourinho's Chelsea can't be beaten.